Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So today we'll discuss about week 12. Let me share my screen. So week 12 is about how to create so GUI screens using Java. GUI based applications. How to develop GUI based applications by using Java. So we can develop GUI based applications by using Java. So for that we are going to use GUI programming. Okay. Next, event driven programming. So here by using GUI programming, just we are able to create GUI based screens using Java. Okay, but whenever we activate any GUI component on the screen, so one event is generated. So how to handle that event? So that is done by event driven program. Okay. So here, suppose there is a screen. Okay. So like this. Okay. So here we have two checkboxes. Okay. And one button. Okay. So here it is used to enter the email and it is used to enter the password. And we are going to click on the button login. Okay. So whenever we click on this button, okay. So whatever the values we entered in this text field, okay, email text field and password text field. So we should get the email ID and password, and we have to check that whether so this email ID and password, both are already registered or whenever we click on the last. Okay, so that is done by the event driven programming. But in order to create a user interface like this, in order to create a user interface like this, we should use this GUI program. Okay, so here before going to this, so first see here, so I want to interact with the Java program. Okay, so I want to interact with the Java program. How to interact with the Java program? So here, if we want to interact with the Java program, so we can interact with the Java program using command line interface as well graphical user interface. Okay, command line interface and the graphical user interface. Okay, so here, for suppose, my friend asked me to prepare, asked me to prepare a small program or application, so which should perform arithmetic operations. Okay, so I prepared like this. See, okay, here my class name is arithmetic.java, Java. So this is what command line interface. Now here I'm interacting with Java program through command line. Okay, command line. See here, please enter operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or please enter .h. Okay, so this is command line interface. Okay, here you can, so here I'm giving addition. So enter A value 10, B value 20. So addition is 30. Okay, again it is going to ask. Okay, addition. Do you want to perform any operation? So you can select. Otherwise, you can enter that. It will exist. And so this is one way. So through command line interface, my friend can interact with the Java. So this is one way. So I prepared a program like this. Okay, and I prepared one more. Okay, wait. So that is this way. Okay, this is what graphical user interface. Okay, graphical user interface. So see here 10, 20. So whatever the operation you want to perform, you can click on that particular radio button. Okay, see here, I'm going to click on see. -10. You click on okay, addition. The addition is set. So multiplication. 2. Yeah. Now you tell me which one is the best. Which one is the best? Command line interface or which one is the best? Hello?
GUI.
Commandable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which one is the best?
GUI.
Okay. Graphical user interface is the best one to interact with the okay Java application. Okay. See here, graphical user interface provides what graphical icons. Okay, to interact. So we can interact with the Java application. Okay, by using some graphical icons. Okay, so while CUI, okay, command line interface offers the simple, okay, text-based interfaces. Means here if you want to interact, okay, with the Java application, okay, so using CLI, we should type the commands, okay, Java C, okay. So here, class name Java and Java, okay, class. So whenever you enter, okay, so it is going to execute and you should enter your input from the command line. Okay, and your output also displayed on the command. Okay, so now come to graphical user interface. In graphical user interface, you will get some okay, you will get some what graphical user interface. Okay, where we can see okay some graphical elements okay which are used to interact with the Java program. Okay, which are used to interact with the Java program. So where we can easily understand. Okay, so where we can easily understand okay how to interact with the Java program. See here, we can easily understand. So here we should enter 10, and here it is asking what enter B. Okay, so 4. So here whatever the operation you want to perform. Okay, so you can click on that particular radio button. See here. Yes. Okay, so here first, okay, so how to interact with Java program. So if we want to interact with the Java program, so we have two ways. First one is command line interface, and the second one is GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, so here by using graphical user interface, okay, end user can easily interact with the okay Java program or Java application. Okay, so here we have some graphical icons. Okay, so these graphic by using these graphical icons, okay, end user can easily interact with the Java application. Okay, so now how to create okay graphical user interface in Java. Okay, yeah, see here how to create GUI. Okay, so we have two packages. First one is AWT package, and second one is Swing package. Okay, so here AWT means abstract window toolkit. Okay, and Swing. AWT means abstract window toolkit. No? So here AWT Swing both are used to okay develop the GUI screens. But what is the difference? Okay, so if you want to create GUI screens using AWT, you should import this package. And if you want to create GUI screens using Swing, then you should import this package. Okay, Java x.swing.star. This one. Okay, yeah. So here AWT is heavyweight. Okay, heavyweight. Okay, AWT or whatever the components we have in AWT all are heavyweight. Okay, heavyweight. What is mean by heavyweight? Okay, here AWT. Okay, AWT components visualization. Okay, visualization is depends on the operating system. Okay, depends on the operating system. Okay, so AWT components are okay platform dependent. Okay, platform dependent. Its visibility is depend on the operating system. Okay, so based on the operating system, okay, for suppose I created one GUI screen, okay, using AWT. Okay, so this okay, whatever the screen you okay created using AWT, this screen okay okay appear. So in Windows operating, sorry, Windows 10, it will appear okay in some other way, and Windows 8 it will appear in another way. Okay, so here the view, okay, the view of the GUI screen is depends on the operating system. It depends on the operating system. So these are heavyweight because these are these are depends on the operating system. Its visibility, okay, its appearance is depends on the operating system. So in different operating system, so they are going to okay display in different ways. Okay, now coming to swing. So these are lightweight because these are not depend on the operating system. Its visibility or appearance, okay, is not depends on the operating system. Okay, so here swing is lightweight. Okay, so here I will show one sample application. Then you come to know so how appearance is different from AWT and swing. Okay, so here these two are the packages okay used to create okay used to create GUI scripts in Java. Okay, so here in AWT okay we have poor look and feel, okay, poor look and feel, and depends on the operating system. Okay, the appearance or visibility is changed in AWT. But whereas coming to swing, so visibility is same in every operating system. So if you prepare, okay, if you prepared one GUI screen, so the visibility, okay, the visibility is same in every operating system because it is platform independent. Okay, platform independent, and these are lightweight. Okay, is it clear for everyone? So I will show
Yes,
you
sir.
that. Yeah, I will show you the difference between AWS and Stream. Okay, and here GUI components. Okay, GUI components are two types. Okay, in both AWT and Stream. Okay, components are two types. So here component is nothing but an object having some graphical okay representation. For suppose button. So all of you know, so button, okay, like this. Either submit button or login button or register button like that. And text field. So text field will be like this. And a label. Label means some text on the GUS. Enter name. Okay, enter name. So this is what label. Next, we have checkbox. So checkbox will be like this. No? So checkboxes like this. And radio buttons like this. No? Radio buttons. All these are what? Okay. All these are components. Okay. So these are having, okay, what? A graphical representation. Okay. Graphical representation. Okay. Text field is like this. Okay. The graphical representation of the text field is like this. And button. Okay. Button. Okay, graphical representation will be like this. It has some text also. Okay, next checkbox. Okay, like this. And radio button. Okay, radio button like this. No? So here these components has what graphical representation. Okay, so these are all are called okay GUI what components. Next, containers. Okay, container is a what container object is a component that can contain other components in it. Means here, see, here we have examples. No? So panel, JFrame, okay, JWindow, okay, JDialog. All these are okay. All these are what container classes. Okay, so JFrame means here okay, it is used to create a window like this or frame like this. Okay, and you can add these GUI components to the frame. Okay, so it is going to okay, so contain, so it can contain other components in it. Means here you can add label to the frame, and you can add button to the frame, and you can add a text field to the frame. So here container object contains other components in it. Okay. Next. So JPanel. Okay. So JPanel. Panel is nothing but subpath in a window. Okay. So for suppose this, assume that this is frame. Okay. Frame. So in this, so I want to create a subpath like this. This is one subpath and this is one subpath. Like this, you can create any number of subpaths in a window. Okay. So now for this panel, you can add any components here. Okay, you can add button or text field or radio button or check boxes to this panel and to this panel. So based on your requirement. Okay, based on your requirement. Okay, so component means here component has got some graphical representation. Okay, so you cannot visual. Okay, you cannot visual this component directly. Okay, so if you want to visualize this component, okay, if you want to visualize this component, you should add it to the container. Either you should add to the frame or panel. Okay, frame or panel. So this is these are the two types of components we have in the AWT and the string. Okay, so component has got graphical representation. Okay, you cannot visualize directly these components. Okay, so you should add these components to the container. Either you should add to the frame or either you should add to the panel. Is it clear? Hello.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Now, what are the steps to create GUI screens? Okay, so you need to take note that steps to create GUI screens. Okay. So first step, so create a class. So create any class, any user defined class. Okay. So create a class by extending frame class. Okay, frame class or JFrame class. Okay, JFrame class. Okay, so frame is nothing but here frame is from AWT package. JFrame is from Swing package. Okay, so now you want to create your GUI screen using AWT. You should extend your class from frame class. If you want to create your GUI screen using Swing, you should extend your class from JFrame. Okay, so only the difference between the JFrame, the between Swing and already. So I explained about what is the difference between the Swing and the AWT. So here the components. Okay, how to differentiate the components of AWT and Swing? So here frame now. So this is in AWT, and here JFrame. Okay, JFrame in Swing. For suppose button. Okay, button is used to create button in AWT. In Swing, if you want to create the button, use J button. That's it. Just you should add the J before any GUI component. Then it becomes Swing. The Swing component. For suppose text field. Okay, text field. So you should add J text. Sorry, J before the text field. That's it. Okay, but you should import. Okay, for suppose if you want to create GUI screen using what Swing, then you should import Swing package. Okay, java.swing.style. Okay, so if you want to create GUI screen using AWT, then you should import this. Okay, so by importing Okay, this one. So if you try to create object for this one, it will give an error. Okay, compiler will say, I don't know this one. They cannot find symbol. Okay, you should import this one. So based on your requirement. Okay, so if you want to create GUI screen using okay AWT, you should extend your class from frame. And if you want to create GUI screen using swing, you should extend your class from J. So this is the first step. And second step, okay, set the proper layout. Okay, I'll tell you okay what is layout. Okay, set the proper layout. Next, third one, okay, third one, create GUI components. So whatever the components you want to add to the frame, okay, you should create those GUI components. Okay, next, okay, add GUI components. Okay, GUI components to frame. Okay, add GUI components to frame. And last point, call set visible. Okay, call set visible of row. So this is mandatory because this set visible method, okay, set visible method is defined in okay frame plus. Okay, frame plus. So by default, this set visible method is like false. So false means you cannot view the GUI screen which you have created. Okay, which you have created. So here you should okay visible your GUI screen by calling set visible method like this. Okay, this is mandatory. Okay, this is mandatory. So these are the steps we have to follow. So while creating the GUI. Okay, so these are the 5 steps. Okay, so now I'm going to write a small program. Class sample GUI. Okay, sample GUI. See here, I'm going to take 5 buttons here. So 5 buttons. Okay, yeah. So first, what we have to do? First, we should create a class by extending frame plus or JFrame class. No? So here, first extends frame. So we import Java dot AWT dot style. Okay, yeah. Button. So B1 comma B2 comma B3 comma B4 comma D5. So 5 buttons. Okay, so these are the 5 buttons. Okay, I want to add to the frame. Okay, next. So I'm going to take one constructor here. Okay, so what is the second step actually? Set the proper layout. Okay, so proper layout. So here set layout, set layout of here new border layout, new border layout. So I'll tell you what is border layout later. Okay, so I'm setting border layout as a okay. Yeah, next create GUI components. Okay, so now we should okay create these buttons means we should initialize these buttons is equal to new sorry new button off. Okay, new button off here. So button 1, button and button 2. button 3, button 4, button 5. Okay, button 6. So only 5 buttons. No? Okay. So 5 buttons. No? Now we should add these buttons to the GUI screen. No? So add GUI components to frame. We should add these what buttons to the frame. No? So before adding, see here I set which layout here? Border layout. Okay, border layout. So if you set border layout to the frame, okay, if you set border layout to the frame, see, okay. So first suppose uh, this is okay frame. Okay, this is the frame. So if you set border layout to the frame, so you can add elements to frame. Okay, elements to frame or GUI components to the frame in 5 directions. Okay, in 5 directions. So east, okay, west, okay, south, okay, north, okay, and center. Okay, center. In these 5 directions, okay, 5 directions, you can add GUI components to the screen. Okay, so in 5 directions. So we have how many buttons now? 5 buttons. Okay, 5 buttons. Now I want to add these 5 buttons to the frame in 5 directions. Add of, okay, so east. I will do one thing. So I will take panel instead of this. I will take panel. So panel. So I want to create like this. See once. So this is my frame. So in this frame, so I'm creating subpart in a window by using panel. So this is one panel, and this is another panel. Okay, this is one panel, this is one panel. So this is I have set in south direction. So this I have set this in north direction. Okay, now for this is panel 1 and this is panel 2. Okay, for panel 1 I want to add button 1, button 2, and a button 6. Okay, and for panel 2 I want to add button 4 and a button like this. Okay, like this I want to add. Okay, so for this I'm going to take 2 panels. Okay, so panel 1 comma panel 2. Okay, panel 1 comma panel 2. Okay, yeah, already I said no. So here first 3 buttons. See here first 3 buttons I want to add it to panel 1. No, so before that initialize panel P1, okay, is equal to new panel of, okay, new panel of. Now add P1 dot add, okay, P1 dot add of D1, okay, P1 dot add of D2. See here, so I'm adding first 3 buttons to the panel 1. So P1 means here panel 1. Okay, so here these are the GUI components. These are the panels. Okay. Now these 2 buttons B4 and B5 I want to add to the panel 2. Panel and add for P2. See here for panel 2 I want to add, okay, B4 and B5. So simply add. Okay. So here B4 B2 dot add of B5 like this. Okay. See here buttons are, okay, buttons are added to the panels. See here 1, 2, 3. These 3 are added to the panel 1. and these two buttons are added to the panel. Now we should add panels. Okay, we should add panels to the frame. Okay, we should add panels to the frame. So I'm adding panel 1, okay, P1 and the P2. Okay, you should call directly add method. It is going to add to the frame directly because your class is okay. Your class is extended from what? From frame class. No? So directly if you call add method and if you pass anything, so this component is going to add to the frame directly. Okay. So P1, P2. Yeah. Now we should set the direction now. Okay. Yeah. See here I given directions now here. So here panel 1 I said in which direction here? South direction. Okay. And panel 2, okay, I said in the north direction. Okay. Now we should give okay this one which direction? South. No? That's it. And we should call what? Set visible method. Last one. No? Set visible of so these are the passages. Everything we written in the constructor. No? Simply new sample. That's it. See how it is going to display. See button 1, button 1, button 1, button 2. Okay, okay. Second. So here,
Sir, you have added B2 two times in P1.
yeah, 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 yes, yes. So here D tech. B button 1, button 2, button 1. Oh, so I think the name I given wrong. No, name I given wrong. So where I have
Yes, I think it will be button 4 and button 5. Yeah.
yeah here no. So button 4 and
Okay, button 5.
sorry. Yeah. Here also we should
Button
change
3.
button 3. Yeah. Now let me execute this. See,
Nice, very nice. I think south is down, sir. North, two buttons are on
1
top.
second. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
South is north.
Sorry. So this one north actually. Sorry. I said in reverse. No? So this one is north and this one is south actually. Okay. Sorry. This one north and this one is south. Sorry. So north and south. So like this, okay, you can set in your preferred direction. Okay. In your preferred direction. Okay. So is my this screen visible now? Total output. Here I'm going to change the directions. So, yeah, you can change here simply. See button 1, button 2, button 3, and a button 4 and button 5. This clear no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
So here, this is the GUI screen. Okay, created using AWT. Okay, now I want to create. See how it is looking. So later, okay, we will change it to swing no. Then appearance will be changed. Yeah. Now simply, so I want to convert it into swing no. Simply add J. That's it. And import. Yeah. Import Java Xdot swing dot star. Okay. Now J. Just you should add J before every GUI component in order to make it as swing component. Very easy. J, J, J. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now see. One second. I will set some size. Set size of width and height. Now it is clear. No? Yeah. Which one is best? Previous scene or this one?
Sir, in J button, by default, some shade comes, I think.
Yeah, like a 3D effect.
Yeah, swing one. No? This J button is swing. No?
The second one, yes.
Second one. Hello.
Sir, in swing, like swing type, like there is some shadows.
Shadows. Okay. So here appearance is a difference.
Yes,
Appearance
yes.
already I told you. Appearance is look and feel is more attractive in swing components. Okay, in the swing components. In GUI, in AWT components, okay, appearance is poor when compared to swing. Okay, so here button one, see how this appearance is when compared to previous one. So which one is looking good, more attractive? Which one is more attractive, previous one or this one?
This one
This
is
one
more,
looks.
yeah, this
This
one
one
looks
only.
more,
No?
more modern looking.
Yeah.
Rounded
And
edges.
yeah, and this appearance is same in every operating system if you execute this program. But if you execute AWT program, okay, so based on depends on the operating system, okay, the visual representation is different. Okay, visual representation is different because already I told you. So AWT components are what? Heavyweight and platform dependent. Here, swing components are lightweight. These are not depends on the operating system. So if you execute this program in every any operating system, so you will get this type of okay visualization. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Okay. Next, so here uh, I'm removing this extra button. So D4. So now I want to add GUI components to the frame using grid layout. Okay. So see here, grid layout. So what grid layout will do? See here, grid layout arrange GUI components to the frame in okay in the form of rows and columns. Means in tabular format. Actually. See here, this is a small calculator. No? So yeah, see here. For suppose, okay, this is what grid layout. So by using grid layout, okay, I created calculator. Okay, I created calculator lines. See here, input one, input two, in result. So these are what labels: label one, label two, label three, and this is text field. So whenever you click on, okay, so here we are going to enter okay input one and input two, and whenever you click on particular okay operation either plus minus okay, So asterisk symbol and division, modulo. So based on your requirement, you are going to click on particular button. Then okay, it is going to perform the operation on input one and input two, and it is going to display result here. Okay. So first we need to create GUI screen like this. So in order to create GUI screen like this, okay, I used what grid layout. So grid layout arrange the elements to the frame in tabular form like this, rows and columns. Now my question. So here grid layout I have used. So now you tell me how many number of rows and how many number of columns are there in the frame. How many number of rows and columns?
Seven rows and three columns.
7 rows and
Three
3
columns.
columns. Yeah, exactly. See here. Okay, this is first row. This is second row. This is third row. This is fourth row, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay, and columns. See columns. This is first column. This is second column, and this is third column. Okay, this is third column. So here you should create an object like this. Okay, grid layout. Okay, grid layout. Okay, G is equal to new. Okay, grid layout. Sorry, G should be capital. So new grid layout. Okay, new grid layout of 7 comma 3. Okay, 7 comma 3. 7 comma 3 means immediately your frame is going to divide like this. Okay, 7 rows and 3 columns. Automatically it will divide sections like this. Okay, so if you add first if you add first element, whatever the element you added to the frame first, it is going to set here, and second element here, third element here, fourth element here, like that they are going to add. Okay, so shall we prepare this one? This one. See how many labels are required here. How many labels are required here? How many labels are required? Please tell me.
Three.
Yes, 3 labels are required. Very good. Yeah, 3 labels are required. And how many text fields are required? How many text fields are required?
Three.
3 text fields are required. Okay, 3 text fields are required. Yeah, next. How many buttons are required? How many buttons?
15.
15 buttons are required. Okay, so 15 buttons are required. Okay, so happen. Yeah, okay. No problem. So totally 3 labels are required and 3 text fields are required and 15 buttons are required. Okay, 15 buttons, 0 to 9 buttons. Okay, 0 button, first button, second button, like that. Okay, 0 to 9, totally 10 buttons. Next, remaining buttons are 5 buttons. These buttons are arithmetic operation buttons, plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulo. Okay, so I'm going to start this one. Okay, so I don't want to touch this one, so I want to keep it as this previous one. Yeah, so please tell me that we can create this one very easy. No? So calc GUI, calculator GUI. So here I'm extending my class from JPEG because I want to create. Okay, no problem. Okay. Java, extends. Okay. Extends JPEG. Yeah. Now you tell me how many labels are required? 3 labels, no? So here J label. Okay. J label L1 comma. Okay. L2 comma and L3. Okay. 3 labels are required. And how many text fields are required? 3 text fields are required. See here 1, 2, 3. Okay. So J text field TF1. Okay. TF2 and TF. Okay. Like this. 3 text fields and buttons. Okay. So buttons here, these are number buttons, no? And these are what? Operator buttons. Okay. So here J button. Okay. So J button. So for addition, one button. For subtraction, one button. And for multiplication, one button. For division, one button. And for modulo, reminder. Okay. One button. Okay. 5 buttons. So for remaining, buttons, I'm going to take button array. Okay, button array. So I will show you how to create 10 buttons using a single for loop. J button of 10 size. So here J button array. Okay, I will create okay 10 buttons. Okay, 0 to 9 buttons using for loop in very easy manner. Okay, yeah. So see here totally okay 3 labels. Okay, next 3 text fields, 5 operator buttons and 10 number buttons. Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to type constructor. Here, yeah, already I told no. So here I want to set the what? The set layout. Which layout I want to set? Here, which layout? Hello, which layout?
Grid layout.
Grid layout. 7 comma. Okay, 7 comma 2. So here go Java style. Okay, because these layouts are in AWT package. Okay, yeah, set layout. Okay, here I said what? Grid layout. Okay, now L1 is equal to new J label of. Okay, see here, what is the label name here? Label name is what? Input 1. Okay, so you should give here input 1. This is the name of the label. Okay, name of the label, and you can add it to the frame. Okay, directly. So L1. Next L2. Okay, L2 here input 2 and add to the frame directly. So L2. Next L3. Okay, L3. L3 means the result. Okay, result and add it to the frame. Okay, so now in first 3 positions, in 20 there are 21 positions. So in 21 positions, it is going to add at the first position because we added this first, second, third. Okay, yeah. So after this, okay, we should add 3 text fields. Okay, yeah. Now TF1 is equal to new J text field of. Okay, so here I'm giving some size TF1 copy paste. So here I'm adding text field 1 to the next TF2. Okay, I'm adding to the TF2. Next, add of. Here we should change total. Yeah. Totally, I have added how many elements? 6 elements. So first 2 rows are completed. And from third row, okay, third row, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to here. Next to 10 positions, we should set what? Number buttons. Okay, number buttons. See here, for I want to create, okay, 10 buttons now. Okay, for int I is equal to 0. See how I'm going to create. Okay, I is less than or is equal to 9. I is incremented by 1. So I'm starting from 0. Okay, I'm going to increment I value by 1 by 1. Okay, yeah, after every iteration, I'm going to check whether I is less than or is equal to 9 or not. Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to create, yeah, button ARR of I is equal to new button of I plus X. So here ARR is a button array. No? So this is button array. So you can store 10 button objects in this array. See here, for first iteration, what happened? ARR of 0. Okay, ARR of 0, new button of. Okay, here I created one button, new button of. Here, what is the I value? 0. So I'm converting it into string. Actually, I integer, no? So if you add double quotes, it becomes string. No? Okay, so now 0, okay, converted to string. Now what happened? Button is created, okay, with the string 0. For second iteration, what happened? Button is created, okay, with the name 1 up to 9. Okay, up to 9. This 0 to 9. Totally 10 buttons created in a single shot, like this. And I want to add 10 buttons. Okay, we have 10 buttons in the array, no? ARR of ARR array. No? So we have 10 buttons in the ARR array. Now I'm going to add these buttons to the frame in a single shot. Simple. Okay. So for int I is equal to 0. Okay, I is less than or equal to 9. I is incremented by 1. So now I'm repeating this loop for 10 times. Okay. So I'm going to add 10 buttons which are in the ARR array. I'm going to add to the frame like this. Okay, for first iteration, button 0 will be added to the, okay, frame. For second iteration, for button 1 up to, okay, 9. Okay, 0 to 9, total 10 buttons are going to add it to the button. Okay, so please stop me if you have any doubt in the middle. Okay, so completed. So after that, we should add these buttons, operator buttons to the frame. So first I want add button. So add is equal to new J button of. Okay, here button is operator. Simply you can do like this and add it to the frame. Next, subtraction button. New J button of subtraction button and add it to the frame. So, next, multiplication button. Multiplication button. So, this add next division. Division. Next, next modulo reminder is equal to reminder button. Add out reminder. So frame created and GUI components are also added to the frame and also added layout, and we should call set visible method. Last one. So set visible of true. Okay, and we can also set the size. So set size 300 width and 300 height. That's it. See, is it clear? If you have any doubts, you can ask. Hello. Hello. Anybody please respond.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
We're also trying to do with you.
So like this, you can prepare a GUI. Okay. So if it is clear, I will move to the event handling concept.
Sir, how we can do this? Like it will work? Means the button is there, okay, and if we type, it will show the logic is not there, right? Like 4 + 4, it will not add.
Oh, okay. So you want to perform operations whenever you click on zero, it should
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
come here. Yeah, I will come to that only next. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
that is in event handling concept. Okay. If it is clear, I will move to the event handling concept. Then I will tell you how it will be done. Okay.
Till now it is clear.
Yeah. Okay. Next, event handling. Okay. So by using AWT. See here. Uh, so up to now, so we finished what GUI program. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about event-driven program. Okay, event-driven program. See, by using AWT, just you are able to create GUI screens like this. Okay, GUI screens like this. Okay, so for suppose here I'm creating one screen. See here, uh, see, suppose second, I'm going to create one GUI screen here. Using AWT, so enter, okay, a number. Okay, enter a number. This is the label, and here text field, and here find factorial is the button. Find. Okay, and whenever you entered something here, I entered 5 here. I entered for suppose 5 here, and whenever I clicked on this button, so then okay, we should get whatever the value entered in this text field, and we should find out the factorial of this number, and then we should display factorial of this number here. Factorial is okay. Factorial is, what is the factorial of 5? Is 120 now. So 120 should be displayed. Okay. So by using AWT, just you are able to create GUI screens. Okay, GUI screens like this. Okay, but you cannot perform operations behind the GUI screens whenever you activate any GUI component on the screen. Okay, any GUI components on the screen. For suppose, so whenever you click on this label, okay, one event is fired. And whenever you type something on this text field, one event is fired. And whenever you clicked on this button, one event is fired. Okay, every GUI component has its event. Okay, its correspondent event. Okay, so here for button, so whenever you clicked on this button, what happened? One event is fine. That event is action event. Okay, action event. This event is going to, okay, so who will, okay, receive this event? Okay, who will receive this event? This event is listened by the action listener. Okay, action listener interface. Okay, so whenever you activate any GUI component, okay, so appropriate event is going to generate. Okay, for button, so there is what action event. So action event is fired, and this event is, okay, received or listened by the action listener. And this action listener, okay, is going to call, okay, is going to call appropriate method. Okay, appropriate method. So that appropriate method, okay, in that appropriate method, we should write, okay, our required code. Okay, so see here for action listener, so we have one method, that is action performed. Okay, action performed. This method. Okay, so this method we no need to call. Okay, just we should implement it. Okay, you no need to call this action performed method. So who will call this action performed method? Action listener automatically call. So here I am calling action listener, and this callback this action performed method. Okay, we call back this action performed method. So here you should write your required code whenever you clicked on this find button. Whenever you clicked on this find button. See here, this is the find button now. So already I told, okay. So whenever you clicked on any GUI component, it find an event. Okay. So for button, whenever you clicked on button, so one event is fired. What is that event? Action event. So it will find the action event. So here this action event is listened by the action listener. Okay. So here we are, okay, calling what action listener interface. Now this action listener interface call back this action performed method. So here you should write whatever the required code you want to perform whenever you clicked on this find button. So whenever I clicked on this find button, okay, I need to get whatever the value. Okay, I need to get whatever the value I entered in the text field, and I need to find out the factorial of a, okay, number which I have entered in the text field, and I should display here. Okay, I should display here. Okay, so here event driven programming. Okay, event driven programming is used to handle. Okay, is used to handle the events whenever we click on any GUI component. Okay, simply event driven programming is used to perform operations behind the GUI space. Behind the GUI space. Okay, whenever you fire, okay, any event, okay, that event, okay, is handled by the appropriate listener. The appropriate listener. Okay, so here event driven programming is used to perform operations behind the GUI space. Okay, we can handle the events using event driven program. Okay, so whenever you click on any GUI component, okay, so its appropriate event will be generated. Okay, that event is listened by the listener, and it is going to call back the appropriate, okay, action method. So there you should write the, okay, appropriate what logic. So whatever the, okay, logic, okay, whatever the operation I want to perform whenever clicked on this button, okay, that logic I should write in the action performed method, and you should not call this action performed method. Okay, just you should find the action event. Okay, this action event is listened by the action listener, and this action listener call back the action performed method. Just you should implement that. implement it. Okay, you no need to call. Okay, you no need to call. So in order to call this action listener, we should add this action listener to the file. Fine. That's for suppose for text field you want to you want to do something. So whenever you type something on this text field, then what happened? Whenever you activate this, means whenever you enter something in the text field, so what happened? Text event is generated. Okay, text event is generated, and that is listened by the text listener. Text listener, and it is going to call its appropriate method. Okay, so what is the appropriate method? You can see here. So Java P, so Java dot availability dot event dot text listener. Okay, text listener. So this is the method we have to override. Who will call this method? Text value change. We no need to call anywhere in the program. Okay, text listener automatically calls this text value change method. Okay, text value change method is automatically called by the text listener interface. For button event, for button, so already told. So whenever you click the button, action event is generated. That is listened by the action listener interface. So this action listener is going to call what? Action performed method. Okay, means here whenever you click on the button, so whatever the operation you want to perform, you should write that logic in the action performed method. Okay, so this action performed method automatically called by the action listener interface. Okay, is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Anybody please respond?
Yes, it's clear.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, clear.
Hello?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, thanks. Okay, now I'm going to write a program. Okay, shall I write this program? This one. Factorial of a given number. Shall I write this one? Hello?
Yes, sir, sure.
Hello, please respond anyone. Shall
Sir,
I write
is
this one?
my voice is coming?
Okay, so I'm going to write this program. Okay, yeah. Class. Here my class name is fact GUI. Okay. Yeah. See here. So my screen, I want to design like this. So this is my frame. What happened? Yeah. So this is my frame. So I want to divide my frame in two parts. Okay. So this is one panel. So input panel.
and this is output panel. Okay, so for first panel, okay, enter a number. So I want to add one label, text field, and button. Okay, button, that is find button. Okay, so this is input panel. Okay, input panel. Okay, next here for output panel. So here whenever I clicked on this find button, so in output panel, okay, output panel. So for output panel, we should find out factorial of a given number and we should display like this. Factorial is, okay, something. For suppose if you enter 5 here, it should display 120 here. Okay, so input panel, okay, I want to set in north direction, and output panel I want to set in south direction. In south direction. Okay, so here whenever you clicked on, okay, this button already I said no. So which event is fired? Action event, and should be listened by the action listener interface. Okay, action listener interface. Okay, now I'm going to write the program. See here, 2 panels are required. So panels 2, okay, labels, okay, 2 labels. Okay, so this one is one label and this one is one label. Okay, so labels 2 and one text field. Okay, one text field and one button. Okay, one button. So these are the, okay, GUI components required to, okay, create this GUI screen first. First create the GUI screen, then handle the events. Okay, then handle the events. So I'm going to write. So if you have any doubt in the middle, you can ask. Okay. Yeah. Now, so here first 2 panels are required now. So here we should extend our class from extends JFrame. Here import java.awt import java.awt dot start. So these are the 3 packages required. Yeah. Now here 2 panels required now first. So J panel. So input and output. Okay, input panel and output panel. Sorry. Next, 2 labels are required. So J label L1, L2. So L1 label and L2 label. Next, one text field and one button. So J text field, okay, TF1 and button J button label. That's it. So here we should set border layout. Okay, because we are adding panels in, okay, one is in north direction and one is in south direction. Okay, so set layout. Okay, set layout of new, so border layout. Now create GUI components and add it to the panel, and panel add to the frame. Okay. So now first here we have what? Label. Okay. Enter a number is the label. Okay. So L1 is equal to new label of. Okay. New label of. Okay. New label of. Here label name is enter a number. Enter a number. After that, we should create what? Text field. No, text field. So TF1 is equal to new text field of, here can give size 50. And here button. So button B1, no. So B1 is equal to new button. Okay, name of the button is find factorial. Okay, so these three GUI components we should add to the panel. Okay, so for input panel we should add, no. So input is equal to new panel. Okay, now I'm adding input data add of input dot add of L1. Copy, paste. TF1 and B1. Next. Okay, after that, so we have, see here L1, okay, TF1 and B1. L1, TF1, B1, these three added to the input. And remaining what? L2, label 2, okay, should be added to the output panel. Okay, see here, this is label 2, no? This should generate dynamically. So here what I'm doing is, so here I'm creating L2. L2 is equal to new J label of. So we should give nothing. Okay, nothing to the label. So first it should be empty. So whenever you clicked on, okay, whenever you clicked on button B1, this find factorial button, then only, okay, we should set some text to this button dynamically. Okay, this button, sorry, this label dynamically. Okay, yeah. Now this empty label I'm adding to the output panel. So output is equal to new J panel of. Now output dot add of L2. Okay, now these input panel and output panel should be add to the frame directly. Okay, input output. Okay, yeah, here direction is important. So here this input panel should be added to the north direction, and this should be added to the south direction. No? So comma panel north direction, output panel south direction, and call set visible of and set some size 400 comma 400. Okay, up to this which is created. Okay, now I'm going to run this one. See here, enter a number and find factorial. Yeah, so here, so we can reduce the size. So here we given 15. So can give 25. Yeah. See, is it okay? Is it clear? This creation of this GUI screen. Next, I will add a event handling. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see here, this button. See here, I entered 5. I'm going to click on find factorial. Okay. Nothing is okay. So here, nothing is so performed. No. See 5, and you are going to click on find factorial. So you should implement something. Okay. You should implement something. So already I told no. Here, whenever you clicked on this find factorial button, so action event is generated. So this action event is listened by the action listener interface. So now I'm going to implement my class from action listener interface. Action listener. Okay. So action listener interface contains action performed method. No. So we should override it. See. Yeah. See. This one. Okay. This one we have to override. Yeah. Now in this method, okay, in this method we should implement our actual logic. Okay, actual logic. See, before that, okay, before that we should add this listener to the button B1. Okay, button B1. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to add action listener. Okay, add action listener to this button B1. Okay, if you forgot to add, okay, nothing will happen whenever you clicked on this button. Okay, so here you should add this action listener to the button, because whenever you clicked on this button B1, so action event is generated now. So that action event should be listened by the action listener interface now. So in order to listen that event, you should add this listener, action listener to the button like this. Okay, button like this. So now this action performed method, we no need to call. Automatically, okay, this action performed method is going to call by the action listener interface. So when it is called this action performed method, so whenever you find action event, okay, action event. So whenever you find action event, then immediately it will listen that event. Automatically it is going to call the action performed method. Okay, action performed method. Now you tell me, so what is your requirement? So whenever you clicked on this button B1, so what is your requirement here?
When we clicked on a factorial button, it should compute the factorial which is given in the text field. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. So here, whenever you clicked on, okay, this button, okay, you should get whatever the text you entered in the text field, and you need to, okay, find out, okay, you need to find out factorial of that particular number. See here, actually, so whatever the, okay, thing you have entered in this text field, that is in string format by default. Okay, so whenever you click on this find factorial, okay, you should get whatever the text you have entered in the text field. Okay, so here what I'm doing is, so here text field object is tf1 now, so it has one predefined method get text. Okay, get text, it will return whatever the text you entered in this text field. Okay, text field by default, this text, whatever the text you are getting by using get text method, is in string format. Okay, string format. So now I'm going to convert that. Okay, I'm going to convert it into integer by using wrapper class integer dot parsing dot. Okay, integer dot parsing dot. Okay, tf1 dot get the text. So already I said no. So whatever the text you are getting from this text field, so that is in string format. Okay, that is in string format. So you have to convert it into your required data type by using wrapper classes. Okay, so here my required data type is integer now. So I'm converting it into integer. Okay, now hold it into integer. Now find the factorial of this number. Okay, so here number 8 temporary variable fact. Now int I is equal to 1. I is less than or is equal to number. So I is incremented by 1. So fact is equal to fact into
So you have to fact equals 1, you have to do. I think.
yeah. Local variable. No? So fact is equal to fact into I. Okay. So factorial is completed. Now we should set some text in the label 2. No, so label 2 is empty. No, label 2 is empty. Now we should set some text to the label 2 now. Okay, so now I'm going to set the text. See, L2 dot set the text. Okay, set the text. So factorial is this is static text. The factorial is plus fact. So this is string. No, for this string I'm adding what integer value. Automatically it is also become string now. Okay, yeah, factorial is whatever the factorial. Okay, so you get it from here. That's it. See, now whenever I clicked on, so already I added what action listener to my button. Okay, I added what action listener to my button. Okay, my button is find factorial. Okay, so enter some value here, text here. So your text is here number. Okay, so click on find factorial. So already you added action listener to your button. Okay, to your button. So what happened? Whenever you clicked on this button, find factorial, action event is generated. That action event is listened by the action listener interface. Okay, action listener interface. Okay, next automatically it is going to call the callback method action perform. Okay, so see here in this program. Okay, so this action perform method is not called anywhere. Okay, not called anywhere. Okay, who will call this action performer method? Action listener interface. Okay, see whether it is calling or not. You can see here. See, factorial is 120. Okay, you can change value 6 and click on find factorial. See, factorial is 700 and 4. Click on find factorial. See, factorial is 20. Okay, now my question: who is calling this action performer method? Who is calling?
Action listener.
Okay, action listener. Okay,
Yes.
so here we are firing the event. Okay, we are firing the event. That event is listened by the action listener interface, and it is going to call it's a callback method. Automatically, it will call this action performed method. Okay, but suppose if it is normal checkbox. For suppose, if it is checkbox, what happened? So item event is generated. Okay. So item event is generated. That item event is listened by the item listener interface. Okay. Item listener interface. Java dot. Okay. AWT dot. Okay. Event dot item listener. Okay. See, automatically it is going to call item state changing method. Means, so whenever you click on particular, okay, checkbox or radio button, okay, checkbox, for checkbox and radio button, same event will be generated. That is item event. So that item event is listened by the item listener interface. Okay, item listener interface, and it is going to call item state change method automatically. So whenever you click the radio button or checkbox. Okay. Is it clear? We have different okay events, so you can practice in your own. Okay. So by taking it as a reference. Is it clear? Or if you have any confusion, you can ask me. Hello. Hello. Anybody, please respond. So 7:57. So here, if anybody have doubt, you can ask me. If it is clear, you can respond. Sir, it is clear.
No doubt, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So shall I modify this one little bit? I want to modify this program little bit. Shall I do it? See here, I want to add here. There is only one button, no? But if you have okay two buttons, then how can you okay, how can you perform particular operation? So for suppose here we have find factorial button. No? So here I'm going to add one more button. Okay, like square. So whenever you click on this square button, okay, so whatever the number you entered, it should find out the square and it will display square is and cube. I want to add one more button cube. So whenever you click on cube, okay, whenever you click on cube, whatever the number you entered here, for that number, it should find out the cube and it will display the cube of that number. Now you tell me, how will you write? How will you write? So automatically, whenever you click on the button, automatically, okay, action event is generated, that is listened by the action listener interface, and it is going to call back its callback method action performed. And now you tell me, how can you recognize which button is clicked? Did you get my point? Hello? Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now what I'm doing is simply I'm going to add two more buttons. Okay. B2 comma B3. Okay. Now changing bit. It is very important. So B2. So square cube. Square cube. These two I want to add to the input panel only. Okay. So here this one B3. No? B3. B2. First, I will check whether it is added or not. Yeah, find factorial added. Yeah, 5. Yeah, square cube. Okay. First, we should check which button is clicked. Based on that, we should okay, take the action. Okay, yeah. Now see what I'm doing is first I'm going to check. Okay, I'm going to check which button is clicked here. Okay, which button is clicked here. Okay, so simply see here action event object is there. No, this action event method, sorry, object contains, okay, which button is clicked. Okay, so for suppose if you click on, okay, find factorial button, then it should hold the, okay, B1. Okay, for suppose if you click on square button, it will hold, okay, which button? B2 button. If you click on Q button, it will hold the, okay, it will hold the B3 button. So we should check which button it is holding. Okay, if E dot get source dot equals of D. Okay, so I'm going to check. Okay, so which button is clicked like this? Okay, so if you click on, okay, if you click on, okay, yeah. So if you click on B1, B1 means here which button? Here B1 means, okay, sorry, here it is. B1 means find factorial button. B2 means square button. B3 means cube button. Okay, so if you click on B1 button, means that is factorial button. You should perform this. Else, okay, if else if A dot get source dot equals of B2. If you click on, okay, B2 means square button. Okay, say you should get the number. You should get the number. Okay, here you should square it, no? Okay, simply L2 dot set text. Okay, square is here number into number, number into number. That's it. Else, okay, else if it is not B1 and B2, then obviously it will B3. Okay, so if you click on B3, we should find out the Q. So Q is number into number into number. That's it. Okay. Now I'm going to run this one. So see 5. See factorial is 120. What happened? Square, cube. Oh, see here, already I told, no, here we should add listeners, no. Here for B1 we have added listeners. For B2, B3 we have not added listeners. See, B1, B2, and for B3 also we should add the listeners. Otherwise, it won't listen whatever the, okay, event Q5. Close it and run it. Five, So factorial is 120, square is 25, cube is 1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. This is about okay, how to create GUI screens and how to perform the operations. Means how to handle the events whenever we click on particular GUI component on the screen. Okay. So, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we close the session, and in next session we'll discuss about AQ and the PQ of week. Okay. I think nobody has doubts. If you have, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll close the session. Okay, thanks for everyone. So you can bind up. So in next session, we'll discuss about AQ and PQ in week. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.